guys? So really quickly in this video, I wanted to go over a really important concept when trying to improve your bench press, especially with, as a powerlifter, we have to pause our bench presses. And there are basically two sort of styles of pause that you can have. You can have a sinking touch or you can have a soft touch. Now, I think that for most powerlifters, a soft touch is going to be a little bit better than a sinking touch. The reason why is because with a sinking touch, you're basically letting the barbell sort of go down into your body. And the hope because of this is that you're going to be able to essentially, take some sort of like elastic energy from the muscle and transfer it up into the bar from that, and maybe get like a slightly more like power on that. Now, unless you are a bigger lifter, like you have more body fat, and mostly this tends to not be as good, mainly because you tend to dump the bar on your chest, have your shoulders roll forward, and then you're basically fall out of that stacked joint position. For most powerlifters, I think that the best way to teach a pause on a bench press is going to be through a soft touch. You're not letting the barbell sink into your chest. You're basically having that just pause like right on your chest. So a really big thing I think that people do wrong when they are trying to do their soft touches is they let out too much tension out of their hands. So you can see how actually in this set right here, one of the things I'm cueing as I am touching my chest with the bar is trying to just sort of keep the bar as heavy in my hands as possible. And really, I don't want to lose any of that tension from my hands into the bar. I basically want to, basically barely have the bar touch my hand, touch my chest, have it sort of like float as I'm pressing, because basically when we are doing that, you're going to have less chance of falling out of position, having those shoulders roll forward. You're going to better be able to not have to like generate all this energy again from a dead stop. You're basically getting a lot of the benefits you would get from a sinking touch from actually keeping it heavier in your hands and barely letting tension out of the bar as you are pressing. So I wanted to give just like right here again, you can see I'm thinking about pressing that chest up to the bar. It's very light touches, keeping the bar heavy in my hands. And you actually see a lot of bench pressers who are a little bit better at benching to this. So I always show examples of John Hatt because he's just really good at what he does. But you can see right here how when he is pausing, it's not like this super, like he's not letting it sink down. It's like he's barely touching his chest. And you can especially see this on his singles. So for example, with his 600 bench press, if you scroll up right here, this is one of the things that makes John such a good bench presser too, like by the way, is because he really understands how to do this properly. He's really not letting any tension out of the bar as he's pressing. It's barely, that wasn't really a pause, but what's a better one? He's doing his drawing right now. It's a little hard to find examples. Where's a single? Here we go. So right here, here's a really good example. There we go. You can see again, he doesn't really let much tension out of his hands. He keeps everything pretty heavy in his hands, pushes his chest up towards the bar, and there's barely any tension being let out of it. And this basically is also going to kind of get you some of that benefits of also like a touch and go inadvertently. Another example of this is going to be my friend Brendan. Brendan does a really good job of this. Keeps a lot of tension in his legs, has a very soft touch as he's doing it. He's keeping the bar pretty heavy in his hands, not really letting it sink down at all. So that's a really quick tip that you guys can sort of use as you are pressing pausing your bench presses to essentially allow yourself to lift more weight and stay in a better position throughout the entire press. So again, keep the bar heavy in your hands. Try to touch as softly as you possibly can on your chest, keeping as much tension in your hands as you possibly can have. And also just while reaching your chest up to meet the bar, and have it sort of float on your chest as much as you possibly can. So like barely touch it essentially, in order to sort of get that a little bit of a performance enhancement. So one last piece of advice I have with improving your bench press pause is that a lot of times it's easy to rush it as you're doing it on your own. If you actually hold yourself accountable to like counting like 0, 1 instead of just like 1, that was going to just be a really easy fix for keeping your pauses more consistent.